Today is a little bit different. This is not one of my normal episodes. What this is actually about is I saw a man give up on life today. And this is truly a public service announcement, and it's coming from the heart. Hello to all my Tycoons. This is Patrick Tycoon Jones. Today is a little bit different. This is not one of my normal episodes. What this is actually about is I saw a man give up on life today. And this is truly a public service announcement, and it's coming from the heart. So today, went out, ran 4.2 miles, okay? And then wanted tacos. Went to Torchy's Tacos, which is a local taco spot here in the Galleria in H-Town. And next to it is another restaurant, right? It's a beautiful day. A lot of people are eating outside. I decided to eat outside as well, okay? When I ate outside, I'm just sitting there chilling, have a margarita, have the tacos. And then out of nowhere, there's this guy that comes up, but he's standing on the outside. There's a rail, so he's standing on the outside. And then next thing you know, what he says is, and he's yelling, this goes on about 14 minutes. He's, F everything, F life. Life's not worth living. And at first, everyone was like, they were alarmed. Like, okay, hold on. Is this a hostile situation? Does this guy, potentially have a gun? Is he going to go postal and start shooting people? Does he have a knife? And is he going to attack people? I'm even thinking that as well. That's my knee-jerk reaction, right? Because that's the world that we live in. And I believe in, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So didn't want to get caught off guard. Again, that was my knee-jerk reaction. But I stood up and I faced the man. And he's probably about 30 feet away from me. And there's women that are trying to console him, Christian folks trying to console him. And I heard his outcry. And it was a little bit different. He wasn't trying to harm anyone. What his outcry was about is life is tough. I think about what my family has gone through. And I think about what some of you have gone through when it comes to COVID, losing loved ones, inflation, gas prices going up. Just listen to President Biden talk about how food prices are about to go up as well. And I know life times are tough. But what I want all of my tycoons to know, and what I want you guys to do, and this is the public service announcement, is have a little bit of empathy for people. You never know what people are going through in life. You never know what happened to them. Just because you see their outside exterior and their outside exterior looks okay, it doesn't mean that their mental is good. It doesn't mean just because they're working a job, doesn't mean that they're stable. It doesn't mean that they're not going through depression. Just because they're making a lot of money doesn't mean that life is good. And you never know, nor do you want to be that individual that causes someone to break. And this is my question to America. How did we get to a point where life is so difficult for people that it's causing them to be broken? What is it about what we're doing on a day-to-day basis? What is it about media? What is it about whatever it is, right, that causes people to break? What is it? And we can't just say, oh, you know what? It's because of their chemical makeup. It's because of their DNA. It's because of their life choices. Not everyone is making horrible life choices that lead them to being depressed and not want to live. So what happened? Back to the story. We're jumping back like a movie. So going back into the story, next thing you know, the local security comes up, and he's an off-duty police officer, and he's trying to console the guy and just de-escalate the situation, because this guy now, his outcry, he's crying, he's pulling his, shirt off, and, he's kind of a manic depressant at that point. But, I looked at him, I looked at his demeanor, and I'm like, okay, the guy's clearly not on drugs. It's just he doesn't want to live anymore. He doesn't want to go on anymore. So he throws his phone down. He throws his license down. And he says, you tell me, run my license, and then tell me why life is worth living, right? And he's crying out for help. Instead of me looking at him like he was a threat, my heart went out to him. Why did my heart go out to him? It's because life is difficult, y'all. And not everyone is as strong as you, as strong as me. And people do need love. People do need a little bit of empathy. People do need a little bit of compassion. People do need to be heard. Right? And we'll talk about males. Just because you're a male doesn't mean that you have to be all macho and then you hold all of your feelings in until you bust or you erupt. Right? That could have been a situation with him. He was a big guy, right? He looked like he was a fairly tough individual, but he was at the point where life was broken for him and he didn't want to go on. So folks, this is my public service announcement. Treat people like you want to be treated, honestly. Don't be so quick to judge. Have a little bit of empathy, have a little bit of compassion for individuals. You never know what they're going through, right? And stop always walking around like life is all about just you, or me. That's not what it's about. How come we can't help someone? And I'm not saying empty out your pocket and give them all your money or, do something like that. Just throw money at people. No. It could be as simple as, what I did. A couple months back, there was a young, probably about 17, 18-year-old individual. He was in line. He had, 2 sticks of deodorant, and then he had something else. I want to say maybe a Gatorade, soda. I forget what it was. But he pulled his debit card out. They ran the debit card, declined. He was like, oh, no. It might be the barcode on the back, run it again. The magnet on the back, run it again. So they run it again, declined. Now there's people in the back. He's like, oh, wait. He's patting his pockets. He's trying to see if he has any more money. I know he doesn't have any more money, and I'm directly behind him. So he gets on the phone. He proceeds to call the back of the card to see what's going on. And, there was something that came over me that was like, just take care of it, Patrick. Right? And so what I did is I was like, okay, so hey, how much is it? They said the dollar amount, insignificant. And I said, hey, look, I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. He was like, really? And then the cashier was like, really? They looked at me like that was unheard of, or that was foreign, or like I was an alien. Just to do a good deed. Just to do a good deed, people look at you like an alien. Think about that, folks. Think about the state of where we are. Just for me to do a simple good deed, people are looking at me like, this dude's a unicorn, right? So I proceeded to pay for it, and the kid looked down at the ground. You could tell he didn't know what to say. And then he looked down at the ground. He had this dramatic hesitation, and then he looks up, turns his head, looks at me, and he says, thank you. And I say, no problem. And that's that. I didn't want anything from him. I wasn't looking for any kudos. None of that. Just being a decent individual. And that's what life is. Just try to be decent. That's all you have to do. Just try to be decent. Live life with a good moral compass, if you can, right? And show a little bit of empathy and compassion and love. And treat yourself like someone you love. And treat others the way that you want to be treated. And that's the public service announcement, y'all. Take care of yourself. And like I always say, lock in with me because I'm locked in with you.